So if we've accepted that the social media argument is one and we need to have a presence there, what exactly do we need to be doing? This cycle is a pretty good way of thinking about it. So if we start here with the company where it says listen, the first thing I would suggest that you need to do as an organisation starting out with social media is to listen. How do you do that? Well, there are tools on things like Twitter where you can conduct searches to see where your brand is being mentioned, what questions people are asking in your marketplace, what problems people are experiencing. So the first stage is always to listen. Then you need to start getting your message out there by producing content and updates. What's content? Well, it's written content, audio content, image content, and even video content. So start to populate those channels with your message. When people start to interact with your content, you then obviously are engaged in a conversation and can start to react and start to follow up with them. And hopefully a proportion of them over time you'll be able to convert into customers. The real power of social media marketing is the bottom part of this escalator or cycle, because when those customers buy from you, they're listening to your marketing message. They're then interacting with your product or service. They will have a reaction to that product or service, positive or negative, and increasingly likely they will share that experience with their network of friends and connections. So if you've got a fantastic product or service, you can start to get this bottom part of the cycle going, and your customers will do the marketing for you, such that they'll say, product X, business X is fantastic, you should take a look at it, and the cycle goes round and round. Where do you need to be? You need to be present in all the sites where your prospects spend their time. So I have some clients who say, Mike, it's not necessary, we're a such and such firm, we don't have clients on Facebook. That's possible. There are 700 million people on there, but you need to research that listen part. You need to find out where your target audience is spending their time on social media. So it might be LinkedIn is more appropriate. It might be that YouTube is more appropriate. But either yourself or with help, you need to find out where your target audience is spending their time. I would suggest that as a starting point, these 5 places are the best place to start, or certainly one of these. So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and the middle one is WordPress, which essentially is a blog. So that means your website. But those are the main 5. And the way we've set that out is almost a hub and spokes type structure. So your website should be at the center and you have these satellite locations around the internet. How do you need to do it? Well, this is a lot of information, but here's one strategy that we use with our clients. So you should read this slide from the top down. So the first part really, again, relates to doing research and listening. So finding out what is it that people are searching for, what questions are they asking, what problems have they got in my marketplace. You then need to produce content. I touched on the 4 types of content: video, audio, written content, and images that address those concerns or answer those problems, that enable you to position yourself as an authority within your marketplace. You then stick the content in the places where people are spending their time on the internet. And CTA, for the marketing people in the room, is call to action. So at the end of your video where you answer a frequently asked question in your marketplace, you say, if you found this information useful, now go here where you can get more information like it. So you're sending the traffic off Facebook, off Twitter, to your hub where you may be capturing leads, or you might have a phone number, or you want them to take an action when they go to your website, to the extent that you will convert a certain proportion of sales.